Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never role-played before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Great Wizard Bukake, your host. An assassination attempt has been foiled, but its mastermind is escaping. Reginald and Quinny stole horses from an estate. Mrs. Paisely was offered a job at the Old Campaigner Tavern, and Butthole successfully negotiated with the envoy from Cormyr. Will he soon find himself dealing with a foreign assassin that has diplomatic immunity? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Quinny and Reginald, you are racing towards the edge of Asgard in order to intercept the Damarian delegates. We spent a little bit of time with Mrs. Paisely, we spent a little bit of time with Butthole, catching up on them and their shenanigans. But now we are back to you as the two of you, along with the Hammerers, astride Trevor, the slightly nervous horse, with a promise of oats and apples lingering in the air. You rush for the wall. So the previous animal handling check didn't go great. Time is ticking away. I'm going to need either another animal handling, or given that Quinny can talk to the animals, sing and squeak and squawk like the animals, you may have other means. So as the two of you are astride Trevor, the uncertain horse, what is your plan? What kind of check do you want to make, or what kind of strategy do you want to use to speed this horse up so you don't entirely miss the fleeing delegates?
For riding this horse, do I think it would be faster to fly? If I'm on this horse and it's struggling to take these corners or whatever, if we're not using roads anymore and just going straight to where we want to go, is that faster? Or are these horses...
Where we're going, we don't need roads. It would likely be faster than horseback. I mean, even just if they were super fast, they are still having to dart through roads and that sort of thing.
Okay. While we're galloping along, I'm just going to... I'm like... I think of myself as like... Reginald is like sitting in the saddle and like riding, and I am standing up behind him, but the height difference is basically I'm like the height of his torso, so I still kind of like come around the side. I'm like just holding on to like his gorget or whatever because he's got his armor on, and I'm like, hey, this isn't going great. If we needed to be somewhere as soon as possible, where would that be? And if everyone else could show up later, where would that go? Like, if we left you and me, I can only bring one other person with me, but if you and I left to where we need to be right away, would you want to do that and instruct your other riders to join us when they can?
Yeah, they know where they're going. Fuck this. This is terrible. This horse is weird.
Yeah, okay. And just quickly switch over to be speech, and we're just like, Trevor, stick with the pack, stick with the herd, and just...
What?
I cast fly. All my warlock spells are at 4th level, which means that when I cast fly at 4th level, I can cast it on myself, or it's touch spell, so I cast it on myself, but I can also cast it on one additional creature. So I also cast it on Reginald, and we are both going to fly right up out of the saddle of this horse.
And the thing that surprises you, Quinny, is Reginald's a fucking natural because he can snort gems and fly. It's just slower. So for him, this is just super flight. Okay, well, now that you said that, Ryan, I'm curious about what this looks like. Because, I mean, before you said that, I was, I often do, imagining kind of a Michael Caine, Ebenezer Scrooge holding a hand of a Muppet, being like, whoa, I'm flying. But if you've flown before, is this a Superman? Like, what do the two of you look like as you adorably take off together into the night?
Yeah, who's Neo flying with?
I mean, Neo is flying with General Zod. Just an armored behemoth of a man with a cape soaring next to him.
Looking slightly put upon.
Yeah, just a golden General Zod.
Yep. I just, before we get up too far, I just want to shout in Reginald's, ear as we're taking off. I'm like, we got 10 minutes or for as long as I can concentrate. When this spell stops, you drop. Don't forget it. And we zoom.
Okay.
We zoom. So the two of you take off into the night sky, flying in your various forms. I'm kind of bummed that Reginald isn't Magnetoing it, where he's just like standing up. But this works too. So yeah, the two of you
That's
take
why he's
off.
slower normally, is he Magnetos it, but he's faster.
Yeah, you got to be able to power pose the entire time. The magnetism he's the master of, it's just charm, you know? So the two of you take off through the night, and you're flying for the edge of a car. I think this is fine. You're up and over the buildings. That's great. Weirdly, though, I do think I will need perception from you because it is nighttime. There are also like fireworks going off back in the distance. You're getting a bit of that Wonder Woman invisible jet nonsense shot as you zip through. You're not like flying through the fireworks, but they're around. So and you're trying to spot
after a short break from the Paisely, you just hear fuck the Plantiers.
I don't know what happens in phase 2 of the mural. I don't care. You're just carried on the wind.
Yeah.
Does my Devil's Sight, which gives me dark vision up to 120 feet, does that give me advantage or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely give you advantage on that for sure.
Thank you.
And Reginald, you could honestly probably take advantage as well because I think you come from a grimdark universe where like everything is either in sepia or dark.
You mean the bad thing is coming from the darkness? What a twist.
How will I spot it? We just hate the darkness constantly. Yeah, so go for it.
Oh, that's much better.
15.
Still not great. Still not used to having a physical character sheet for this game. 16 for me. 16?
Okay.
Yeah.
You do not pick up any motion. You're hoping to kind of see, the cartoon cloud of dust and smoke and stuff as people run away. Or at the very least, Reginald, like people skulking in the kind of brush and sort of area outside the town. But you don't pick up any of that as you fly, despite your rolls.
Assuming these folks are taking more typical methods of transportation, we're a walled city. How many exits do they have?
They never came into the city. So
our delegate did.
Oh, yes. Good point. That's an interesting...
Yeah, because he and his horses and all that shit were inside because these idiots ran the stables.
Long and On Geese was inside. It was like his backup that was outside. That's a very good point. So in terms of exits from a car...
I've got a map here.
Yeah, I also have my map. I don't think I necessarily... I may be an OSHA violation because I don't
You
think
did not mark the fire exits.
Did not mark the exits.
I think they talked about jumping off the cliff and meeting him outside. So if we're looking at where we would have gone, the exit he was quote-unquote supposed to use was
is the north...
Cliff.
So
the assumption now, though, is they would have just died, right?
Yeah.
So the cliff where the portal was is the northeast kind of corner. You've got the exploded wall south of that. So if, Reginald, before Butthole convinced you that you're a hero in waiting and not a coward, if you were a coward, or during your cowardy days, I guess, at the height of your cowardice, would you have gone out the hole in the wall or would you have tried to find another way out?
I mean, if it wasn't getting watched and he was going to bail, you don't look for a new hole when there's already a hole. You fucking get your way through that hole. And you carry a shitload of gold to bribe your way out.
Fair enough. Okay, so then I think it would be safe to assume that any envoy attempting to escape the city in a rush would probably not go off the cliffs if the patsies are going to be raining off the side of the cliff. Them. But the hole in the wall is fairly close to that. And as we established, it's wide enough. It's not like there's a singular hole. It's not like a breach. It's like a giant chunk of wall has come down. So there's just an area that's patrolled that you could theoretically sneak out of. So I guess my question to you is, would you go search that, or would you go to where, like, are you trying to triangulate roughly where you think he would get to? What's the next play here? This is an interesting line of inquiry. I'm just curious.
All right, so we could have gone out the hole in the wall, which feels very, I'm a coward getting out of here. At the same time, I hate the Horde. Okay, so Dark World possibility. Somebody else set up the Damaran people it wasn't actually him, in which case Long and On Geese is just sitting at fireworks because he doesn't know this is happening and it's game within games. Should we cover our ass and check both?
Yeah, but there's got to be a pecking order here. Like, emergency... It's like we're trying to track down a would-be assassin here. So what? Check the emergency exit first, and then
that makes sense. Or we split up. I check the hole in the wall, and you go check the palace to see if Dickhead's still in his room or something, or if he's at the fireworks show.
Yeah, we could do that. I don't have any way of talking to you though.
Yeah, I don't have that either. This sucks. Okay. Stick together or split up?
I mean, I think stick together. Look, I got one more fancy trick up my sleeve. I've been kind of doing a lot tonight, but after that, I'm a little tapped out.
All right, well, fuck it. Let's check the bolt hole. If he doesn't know what's happening, then he's going to be sitting in a chair like an idiot either way.
That's right, yeah.
To the hole in the wall. Takes off immediately.
Yeah, there's Kia, then there's yeah. Amazing. Okay, so the two of you whip your way over to the hole in the wall. You arrive and it's again a patrolled sort of disaster zone there. Are you doing it just like are you the traffic helicopter? Just
100%. Yes. Figure out what's going on. We could talk to them first, but if we could spot somebody, then we can deal with them.
All right. So I think I'm going to need investigation from the sky. Arnie, bye with Arnie in the sky.
Do you want that from both of us?
I think so, unless Quinny, you just want to act as. I mean, one of you can be Legolas, and the other one can be Aragorn asking Legolas what his elf eyes see. That's fine as well, and you can gift advantage, or you can each attempt it. Is I guess kind of what I'm getting at.
I mean, it both sounds like advantage, just with different modifiers.
Well, one way it's two of you rolling and then adding your own stats. If your stats are different, then it's perhaps a different result. He said mathily. Or you can confer advantage on the one of you who perhaps has devil sight and or is a paranoid monster, depending on who you think has the best chance there.
Well, I guess without getting too metagamey, I think I'd probably leave it to Reginald. He's the one who kind of pitched these options, so I figure Quinny's going to rely on him to know what he's
Reginald
looking for.
Has Coward Watch.
Yeah, Coward Watch 2023.
Coward Watch 2 is really disappointing when they canceled the story mode and had all those loot box problems, but yeah, I had fun with Coward Watch 1.
Now that I have advantage, 23.
All right.
Coward Watch 1 was better. Yeah,
he's just making helicopter sounds. He doesn't even know what a helicopter is. He's just going like, fa, 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 fa. So he looks around to be sure that he's seeing everything. Every time he moves his eyes, he goes a fa.
Oh my God, they're moving that fast?
Yeah.
He's going to make himself sick.
You're like
a headache.
It's like an 80s sci-fi scanning protocol where there's just like the tape sounds underneath it because they assumed it would still be run that way. So looking around you, with a 23, you don't see any kind of like Berlin Wall sprints going on. Like there's no clear kind of delegate rushing from place to place. It's being patrolled. You can tell that again, like the Akal army is pretty good at shit like this, and the Town Watch is good at shit like this. So it's Reginald, at a glance, this is your worst nightmare as an escapee in that no one is like at ease. No one is watching the fireworks. Everyone is very aware that this is a massive, literally gaping hole in the defenses of the city. So very alert and no sign of tomfoolery.
What do you think?
Well, everyone here is very alert, and there's no sign of tomfoolery.
Plagiarism's a hell of a thing.
Oh my God.
But not a crime, according to the Charter of Future Freedoms. Okay, so you have a right to write down
That's what we get for letting Miss Paisely write it. The one who likes plagiarism.
Yeah.
All right, it looks like he's not here. Oh, I bet this fucking guy's dead. That's what I'd do if I was some evil queen. And she fucked with the poisons. Okay, so probably not here. Admittedly, this looks terrible, and I don't know what other way he'd bolt. There's gates and stuff, but they're all pretty patrolled. He could bribe his way through here as well as anywhere else. I could intimidate some people to see if they got bribed, but that doesn't really strike me as this town's vibe when it comes to foreigners, considering they burned the food we needed.
Yeah, no. Look, clock is ticking on this flight spell, too. If we got to get somewhere fast, we got to make a decision on where to go.
All right.
Check his quarters?
That makes sense to me. You're theoretically sneakier and faster than I am. Do you want to do the fireworks, and I'll do his quarters, because we are running out of time now?
Okay, yeah. And I'll go to fireworks, and if Butthole's there, and, I'm going to assume that he's dead in his quarters, I'll come likely on foot to the quarters at that point. So
great. If I find a body or I catch this motherfucker, I will go up on the walls of the castle and I have a lightning bolt that I can fire into the sky, and I will fire it into the sky so you can see it. It's really just a bolt for my weapon. I can fire it once per day. It turns into lightning. We don't need to get into this. It was given to me a ways back, and it's been on my sheet ever since, and I haven't really used it. But I've had
Reginald,
it for about a
I
season
wasn't going to ask. Spell time is running out.
Oh,
we
sorry,
are
we should just
100
go.
feet in the
Yeah,
air.
I got it. If you see a lightning bolt hit the palace or go up to the sky, I got a body or a guy.
Okay. Break. I go.
Ba-ba.
Sure. Yeah. All right. That all happens. I got nothing. I got nothing for that one.
Yeah, I forgot about that one, didn't you, Tom?
Yeah. You know, when I was planning this adventure, I wrote down some magical items that some of you have already found. I was like, yeah, I don't give them enough stuff. Like, I feel like I should give them some stuff. It's been so long. Oh yeah, I got my fucking Shazam stick just hiding in my bag.
It's only once per day, and I keep eating people's heads. It's very limiting in terms of my ability to shoot from a distance.
Fair point. I just continue to rue any day I gift you items. I can't wait to see how badly you fuck me over with the weather thing 3 years from now. So I'll look forward to that. All right.
You wait until you see what I can do with my level 8 spell slot.
Tom has left the chat. I hope it's find new DM to deal with your bullshit, because that's the one you're going to need.
That's true. I can summon a planner ally. That's level 7, but I can do it. I could pick a celestial or a fiend up to, I think, CR. There's something in there.
And honestly,
Nice.
if they're planners, that's very helpful for D&D. So, you know.
I don't know if it's an 8th level spell or not, but if you cast Wish, you could just make Tom stay. Those are the rules. He just has to do what the Wish says.
We've got enough clerics around. I bet Kazos could do it. That guy seems chill.
You didn't use it to save a
Cumulatively,
cop.
they can do a level 9 spell.
Yeah, if we feed enough clerics to Farthole, he can do anything.
If an infinite number of clerics fire an infinite number of magic missiles.
If we thaumaturgy loud enough, Tom won't be able to deny the sound.
This is the binding contracts that we get into when we crack the 5th edition books. Mm-hmm. All right, so Quinny, you fly off towards the parade grounds, and Reginald, you off towards the Black
Sounds
Castle.
like you just said told him to fuck off. You just said you fuck off.
Oh yeah, fair. I mean, you know. We all got to come up with our new swears from time to time. So yeah, Reginald, you're flying to the palace. Quinny, you're going to the fairgrounds, the parade grounds. Quinny, since you are smaller and faster flying, I think you arrive first. It also makes sense based on the geography of where you're coming from that you would hit those. So you. And again, like I know time is very much a concern for you, given that it's ticking down. How do you land at the fairground? God damn it, parade grounds. How do you land at the parade grounds?
I mean, they're not great. They're not bad. They're fairgrounds.
Oh my god. Tom, I'm going to reference something that I think you will appreciate because
Excellent.
I don't always do pop culture references, but when I do, I drink Dos Equis. So
Stay Tyler, my friend.
Yeah. I would like to. I am flying with such speed and carrying such momentum that I basically want to land on like a flagpole, like an Asgard banner flying on like a pole. And I land on it like Spider-Man 2, like just he's swinging up to like face down with Doc Ock, and I land there. I can't stick to things or anything like that, so it's a very quick transition to just a Mario slide down. I'm as I'm going over the fairground here to my landing point, I'm looking for geese, Longadon geese.
Sure. So give me a perception, please. I know normally we do investigation, but I always treat that as slightly more involved than a cursory glance. So, yeah. And you can roll at advantage because you're still using your devil sight, and I think that lets you not be affected by fireworks and revels because you can just kind of see past it and around it.
I know you want it to be Spider-Man, but it is just OG Mario.
It is a bit of that. It is more of that than Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's like Reginald Fafaz and Quinny. Woohoo!
That's right. Classic Quinny.
Wah.
We've made this joke about Quinny moving through a city before, by the way.
I mean, if we were thinking, he's not really a Mario, though. He's definitely like a Waluigi. Like that's
No, he's
definitely-
Mario sized, though.
Yeah,
Everyone
well-
else is taller than.
Well, yeah, he's Waluigi if he's taken
like-
one hit, you know, and then it's
He's like toad size.
Walla Quinny. Wah.
Quinny. I'm a Quinny. I'm gonna steal. Okay, it works.
Steal.
That
got
makes
buns of
Reginald his
steel.
Wario. Like this all tracks. This all works.
Wah. I got a 19 on my perception check.
Cool. Yeah, no sign of this guy. You can see very clearly where the other delegates are. I would say you could see a very concerned Bucky. However, we established previously, Bucky is unconcerned. He saved him a spot, and that's all he said he'd do. So Bucky has done his job. Also, again, Quinny's unaware that Bucky was doing that.
Yep.
But yeah, the other delegates, aside from Vinton, obviously, are very easy to spot, and there's no sign of Long and On Geese. Can you roll me an insight? Insight? I think insight's what I want for this. Yeah.
No modifier. That's an 11.
Okay, that's all you get.
Oh, okay. Not seeing him, I'm running to Butthole to tell him that if Long and On Geese isn't here, he's in danger and we will likely need your healing. I'm looking for him.
I mean, he'd be around. It's not hard to spot the king at an event like this.
Wasn't sure if there was any kind of thing keeping you from doing that. If this scene can happen right now, that's great for Quinny. He would very much like that.
Like he's finished his conversation with the Oversword, so he's just glad handing. So he's still among all the delegates, to be clear, but
Okay.
he's be visible.
Okay. Then I like sprint up to you, and like even like on paper, like halfling nimbleness, like just through the crowd of people, like they are not impeding my movement. And I get to you and I say, Your Majesty, a word, please, like right now. Now,
Okay.
Can we talk now?
Yeah, we could talk. You want to just go over there? And he just like points to a corner that's nearby, but whisperable.
Yep, super good.
Go over to the corner because there's revels and shit going on also around. So there's more background like gray noise than there was
Oh,
previously.
100%. Yeah, this is very much easy to have secret conversations.
Yeah. Long and On Geese is missing. He's implicated in an attack on Vinton.
Charlemagne. Yeah, I know what you're talking
Charlemagne.
about. Yeah, okay.
If he's not here and if he's not escaping the city where we thought he would be, he might be dead in his quarters. Could you please very quickly come with me and see if he needs medical attention?
Do you know where Farthole is?
No, at the church, I'm assuming. Where else would he, or is he here? I don't
He's not
know.
here. I saw Reginald pick him up. Okay, shit. Then I have to go with you. Eden! He just looks around knowing his hand will be here somewhere. And he's like, you're doing great. Gonna need you to take over this event for an indeterminate amount of time. National emergency.
Great. Should I start evacuating kind of national emergency?
No. This is just, I would describe this as diplomatic incident, not we're all gonna die scale.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, if we were at evacuation, I wouldn't be like, let's keep this party going. So just like, keep everybody happy. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Keeping everybody happy. Great. Yep. I've got it. And then she just turns around and she's like, who here likes swag? And immediately there's just like yells and cheers. And she just starts like waving and basically she's just going to do angry hotel guest stuff until people calm down and pay attention. But yeah, she's got it. She's off doing her thing.
Perfect. Then Butthole's just going to take off with Quinny. And as he goes, he's like, wow, I was not expecting swag. I wasn't sure what it was going to be. I thought it might be free drinks, and I was really worried it might be boobs or something. It'd get weird.
What do we have that's swag?
I mean, we got a lot of rich people who aren't in their houses currently, so, I mean, there's something somewhere.
Oh, all right. I've had some swag then already. It's pretty good.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Horse is going to be better.
Yeah, the two of you book it towards the castle. Good news is castle isn't super far away, but Reginald will obviously get there first. So, Reginald, you arrive. Are you coming in from the ground floor and taking the I bit my alt universe dad's head off in this elevator, or are you pulling a chompy and just like
he only needs to get to
the balcony?
He only needs to get to the third floor. So he'd land on the floor because like a ground floor courtyard, and then just book it up the steps for like 3 stories because the top's considerably higher.
Great. Okay, yeah. So you make it up. Obviously, like people are saluting you as you go. You make it to the delegate floor, which of course isn't patrolled or anything. It's guarded, so just like no random asshole can walk in. But you book it past the 2 guards and just beeline it straight to Long Geese's room. You know, he was the last one in. The door is slightly ajar as you approach.
Hammer out, baby. He's going to open that door, but be ready to kick ass or get ass kicked.
So you enter the room, and there is it's clearly been tossed. Like the room is in disarray. There is a body sitting on a chair that's been knocked over. And against the back wall is just a giant blast mark that is it's got like an outline of shoulders and kind of upper torso, no sign of head. And sure enough, in looking at the body, the body is very dead. There is no head on the body whatsoever. It's been blasted clean off. There's burn marks kind of all the way down the chest, and seems to be wearing the livery that Long Geese was. That said, without the head, it is rather difficult to know.
Alrighty. Well, he's going to reach into his bag, and he's going to take out a gem, and Reginald's going to crack it and snort, and then he's just going to get smarter. You see him take out glasses, and he just looks like cleverer. His focus is more like a laser as he tries to solve this crime. If he was a book, he just went from like Jack Reacher to Kenneth Branagh with he grows a mustache. They're too popular amongst detectives. He has a mustache. He's there. He's ready. He has grown more sagacious. He used sagacity.
What was the word you just said?
He's grown more sagacious.
Is that
I think it's sagacious.
I've literally never heard that word in my life.
It means wise.
Sagaciety. We can debate the pronunciation, but he has become more of a sage. He has become wiser.
Metal as hell.
Yeah, more of those things. So he makes up words. He's so fucking smart. He's the William Shakespeare of his era. But it gives him a bonus to his intelligence save. He would like to approach this body, Tom, and he would like to use grim psychometry on it to see if he can learn about it. Because, as we've established across many shows, corpses are just objects now. They were something when they were alive. They're objects now.
Yeah, what are you going to do, DM? Is he a creature? I heal him. Is he an object? I'm checking that shit out. I'm going detective mode.
So he will use his grim psychometry. So he rolls a history check that he has advantage on to learn about dark objects he is touching or the places he is present in. It focuses on the darker aspects of the history and can convey images or history I wasn't previously aware of on higher rolls. So we got to see what the roll is, and then it's up to you what I see.
Gotcha.
That is a 17.
17. Okay. So as you with your new sagacity,
let's go with that. I like it. With my
smarts.
With my Branagh smarts.
Yeah, your big old well the little gray cells. Your noggin. Oof.
I got 3 extra ridges in my brain. I'm so fucking ready.
Kenneth Branagh, take your pick. Which way do you want the portmanteau to go?
It's a multi.
If Quinny was helping me to be Quineth Branagh.
Good God. No, Tom, it's okay. Just leave the moment behind.
Power through it.
I'm trying. I don't know.
See, your nose is bleeding.
I don't know my way. That's right.
I forgot the name of the I have to admit this. I forgot the name of the detective from Knives Out, so I almost said Dom DeLuise. That's who I had.
Amazing.
Very different vibe.
Benoit Blanc's accent is not that far from Dom DeLuise.
I wish I could do a Dom DeLuise.
Well, then, you know what we
now.
could say about Reginald? It's always been true. His mind is a Blanc.
Get out.
Yep. Did I just cycle 4 or 5 Clouseau jokes that don't work? Sure did. But
Let's see what Clouseau's I can find at the scene.
Yeah, let's Jessica Fletch you some information.
Sherlock. I said one too.
Laura, it's your turn. Say a mystery
I'm the
thing.
editor. I'm just gonna. This is all getting pared down significantly.
No, I'm the producer. It won't. I'll send this shit back with feedback.
Man.
I'll be like, put it back in. Where's my Clouseau joke? They need to hear me, Jessica Fletcher, some information. All right, Tom, Fletch me. What do I got?
So, in looking at the body and sort of starting to get an image in your mind, although, again, I do like the idea of Reginald suddenly being much more academic and sagely as he does this, like a lot more as he strokes his majestic, weird Branagh double stash. You can sort of get a sense of Long and Geese and some of the crimes he committed. This is him. You can tell from your psychometry largely because you can see him like tampering with the bottles to give his minions the beast power ups and hand them off to them. That said, a 17 isn't super high for this particular kind of situation. So in terms of what you get, you can see that. You can see in my head, whenever you use grim psychometry, it's like a weird mix of any of the detective vision or eagle vision or anything else, things from video games, but also that super fast cut in Ghost Ship where they just cut through every bad thing everyone on the ship is doing simultaneously. So you get like little glimpses of the lengths he'll go to in order to sort of better his station in the eyes of the queen. So just kind of minor acts of sabotage or within like, and again, you're low roll, so you're not really seeing very clearly what he's done, but you do get the sense that like he was very much any chance he had to move himself forward or move himself up in her esteem, he was willing to do.
Having looked at the body, he would then like to try to grim psychometry the outline on the wall, like go up and engage with that to see if he can get any hints about the killer.
Sure.
Because he looks like a detective, but he really needs magic to do anything that's worth a shit.
Just like real detectives.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20. All right, so yeah, this is very clearly a close range spell of some sort. It is someone was very clearly very close. It's almost a point blank shot. Obviously, it caused a lot of damage. You can tell from with the dirty 20, you can tell that they likely would have had to cast something to dampen the sound of whatever this was, because it was not quiet. Also, from kind of the position of the blast radius and the body, it seems as though Long and Geese, he wasn't caught unawares. He was seemingly in a chair, possibly having a conversation with someone when this happened. So the fact that it is such a clear outline and the fact that his hands aren't bound to the chair or anything is of note.
Okay. He would go back out and to the guards at the end of the hall and just say, I gotta try to do this voice for a second.
Oh, because you've changed. You have a voice for... Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a pleasure to talk with you two, but what I need to know is Fallenmeyer Pink Blossom still inside her rooms?
And they look shocked at this voice coming out of Reginald, but also he's wearing glasses now, so this all tracks. And one of them steps forward and says, no, sir, she's attending the festivities. All of the envoys have left except for Longadon Geese.
Well, thank you. Shit. And he's going to turn and go back to the room. And he would like to see, is there a window in this fucking room?
Is there a window? I think there aren't. Honestly, the way I described the
cool.
Black Castle earlier, there might be a... You know what? No, in my head, it's a closed room. I honestly feel like with the amount of paranoia going on, it's like the upper floor gets the 360 rotating restaurant. But for a lot of these rooms, although that said, I do think we described Falmire Pink Blossom as having a window.
But the windows are barred. We'd said there were canonically some windows, but they are barred. It was not described in this room.
It's a heavy metal Sauron situation. It's not...
That makes sense. Okay, so no window. That makes sense in this room. All right, then he's just going to, like, close the door and, like, sit outside it on a chair and think about what he saw in the scene. He's going to try to paint a mental picture. There's got to be some way that I could put together what happened in there, he says to himself, taking out a scroll and, like, drawing. He's not a good drawer. He's still fucking bad at dexterity. So it's, like, shitty drawings trying to do mental math to solve this.
Great. At which point, I think it's pretty safe to say that Quinny and Butthole, you arrive back at the Black Castle. You arrive to find a long hallway at the end of which sits Reginald / Benoit Blanc / Poirot, puzzling away and drawing. The two guards snap to attention and...
Well, that doesn't look good. Reginald? Hey, can we discuss inside those quarters?
We can.
Also,
don't make any too surprise sounds. The guards don't know nothing. And he's going to open the door and let them into the room and then step in behind them and close it. Oh fuck, that guy's dead.
Oh, quieter, less surprised, remember?
I'm not
and also not literally saying what you're looking at.
Okay. Longadon Geese is looking great. Nice haircut.
Jesus Christ.
This is insane. What the fuck happened here? He doesn't have a head. That's really annoying.
Oh, for him too, I bet.
I bet he's pretty chill about it since he's in hell. All right, so we can't revivify him, and I can't speak to dead because he doesn't have a mouth. He's just got like a neck hole, and that's not going to be useful.
Okay, then maybe as king, maybe you're out of here. Maybe you're more important somewhere else.
Maybe.
I don't want to tell you what to do, but I thought of you and I thought of healing, reviving. Yeah.
Just a second. Let me run through my magic for a second.
I have a much shorter list of spells to look at, and most
just
of them are
takes the
about
body to the window and makes it fly.
yeah. Like he's alive, right?
So, Tom, I have a question for you. Because I want to make sure I'm not fucking you over in a way you weren't aware of. So that's why I'm going to level with you, and we can cut this if this is a thing.
No. Bring it.
I want to fuck you over with your eyes wide open.
Look at me while I fuck you.
Always do. Let's go.
Yeah. Resurrection, which is a spell I have at 7th level. It takes an hour, but I can touch a dead creature that has been dead for no more than a century that didn't die of old age and isn't undead. If its soul is free and willing, it returns to life. And this spell closes all mortal wounds and restores any missing body parts. But up until now, we've been using Smashed Head as a no come back to life thing. And I don't want to spring this on you if that was your, like, this is a fun mystery. We've been using Smashed Head as can't bring back to life. So that's why I'm also happy to just keep that our house rule.
I appreciate
that was the Revivify stopgap, right?
Yeah, Revivify can't. Raise Dead can't. There's like all the smaller ones all can't do it. This one, the soul has to be willing, but I didn't want to like... I have a new spell we haven't used outside of Fart Hole, which was pretty fucking dumb, but majestic.
Do the Fart Hole voice.
You gotta bring back that guy? I don't know. A lot of people bring back. I'm sure there's 8,000 people in town. There's probably someone who's better. I'm just going to say, if you're going to raise the dead, raise local.
Raise local.
Yay! I wish he was here.
One of the interesting challenges about the level we're at is just like this is the kind of game we're playing now. So when I'm planning these sorts of things, how do I go about it? But also it opens up some interesting side questions.
All right, so a lot of the stuff I've done previously, no head means game over. But I'm getting more powerful now that I'm a god, and that means once a day, maybe. Looks at his internal character sheet. Not pretty. Maybe twice, but yeah, I could do cool other stuff. I could bring someone all the way back from the dead, even if they don't have a head.
Well, all right, I brought the right guy.
I'm just trying to think if there are ethical ramifications for this. That's me for King, but he's a criminal. But I could do this. Foreign nation. This could prevent a war.
Look, I haven't told you everything. What do you really know? Is he's been implicated. Maybe he's
true.
Innocent. You found, I don't know how much of this is public information, but, a delegate has been found dead, and our good king is bringing him back.
Yes, that is true. The thing to keep in mind is, and then he's back. And the implications of that, if he has done bad shit, also exist.
Well, that's why the top cop is here too. The best team is in this room.
Yes. Reginald, are you smarter than usual right now? Yes. Oh, okay. Well, I guess you're the heir to the throne, so fuck this. All right, here's the question that we have to ask ourselves, and it's not a super easy question. Do we want to establish, outside of we spread the myth of the Resurrectors, but I wasn't actively doing that. Do we want to establish that I can do that definitively on an ongoing basis, knowing that Visa are afraid of people who are trying to become gods? And are we in worse trouble if he's dead, but it's not our fault? Or if we bring him back to life and then he tried to have someone assassinated when I said all the envoys, if they are acted against, is an act against me. And that theoretically means if I can't convince his queen to just sell him the fuck out, that we are now at war with Damara.
I think I'm seeing this differently than you are. And maybe that's why you're king and I'm not. But the way I see it is this guy had his head blown off. All right, look, no restraints. So he either did it to himself or he knew the person who did it to him, right?
I don't think he did it to himself.
Okay.
I grim psychometried the man. It doesn't add up.
Excellent. Okay. So we bring him back. He gets a shot at some payback. My thinking is he wants to cooperate. A second lease on life. Isn't that great? Even if, we arrest him and question him, he's still got a life to look forward to. And who knows? Maybe we can bargain with him about a little bit of parole or something like that. We've just liberated an entire city-state under that exact kind of premise of, look, yeah, you were into some bad shit. You were under corrupt, evil, necro-whatever leadership. We're here now. You cooperate with us. We can maybe make a little compromise happen. If you're still loyal to the people who've been fucking you over, and in this case, blowing your head up, hey, look, it's a real quick way to punch your ticket and send you right back where we got you from. I just don't see the downside. I mean, what? It comes out that, what if it comes out that you could have done something for this guy and you didn't? Isn't that just as bad? And I'm not asking rhetorically. I really don't know. This political shit kind of blows my mind. I'm small room kind of Quinny. We're in a small room with just the three of us having this conversation. Nobody else knows this is going on. This is such a contained little box. I want to do what we can to help ourselves. I don't know about the wider world.
We need the Chief Justice here. We need the Chief Justice because I don't know the legal ramifications. The right to life would mean, if we're starting to, I don't know what the godlike implications are of bringing back somebody who's just an absolute piece of shit. And I don't know what the king complications are. If people find out I can do this once or twice a day, who gets their loved one and who doesn't, and how much of me am I not able to use for the royal things because I'm stuck healing? There's a lot here that I don't know how to do, and I think we need the legal rep to help me figure this out. Can we get her? I'll go talk to the guards to get her summoned. Thanks, Reginald. Cool voice. Thank you.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Hamstra at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode's sound was edited and mixed by Laura Hamstra, and Dum-Dums and Dragons artwork is by Del Borovic, who can be found at delborovic.com. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christopher Little, George Dolby, Richard Cranium, Gavin and Abby McDonald, Logan, Fire Unfriendly, Grandma Likes D&D, Alan, Stabby Stranger, Glitch Trick, Flynn1138, Alarain Okapi, Schrodinger's Pepper, Guy Edwards, Madre de Gatos, Lady Maiden, Garbo Abe, Locke, Sam Schaefer, Waffle Marine, Dagger Rain, Rob L, Dia de los Hoodless, Squishy Werewolf, Remy Funky Head, Nomad, the Wise Paladin of the Badlands, Accent Therapeutic Services in Florence, Kentucky, Lael, Shulzari, Gus Schreider, The Long Family, Jordan Oliver, Richard Wright, Brittany Fenwick, Alex Parr, Old Man Mojo, Dragonfly, The Body Barrelers, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.